Hey guys, what's going on? This is Brian Martin with your daily Manchester United news show. Pre-recording today, since there's not a ton to talk about, so this will be a fairly quick show. So I'll jump right into it. The Saudi sell, we heard a lot about that before. There was the guy Turkey Al Sheikh who put out the tweet that caused the whole firestorm. The latest that I've heard, and probably anyone else has heard, is that nothing could happen until after 2026. So still a little ways off of that. So like I said, probably a non-story, non-issue for now, so I won't even go back into that one. Joshua Zirzkee, right? So we were talking previously about him leaving in January. So apparently talks have ramped up, and those talks involve clubs like Everton and Roma. He would be going back to Italy if he went with Roma, where he was before at Bologna. Apparently, wages are one of the sticking points in terms of a loan move or even a permanent move. And then Kobbie Mainoo, apparently Napoli, as I said before, are the front runners for his signature in January. Apparently Conte is rumored to be a admirer of Kobbie Mainoo. Now, the reason why I ran through those together, Zirzkee and Mainoo, is I wanted to ask this question. What do we do if both Kobbie and Zirzkee leave in January? Now, I know right now you're thinking, well, probably nothing since they're not getting much playing time, but I'm thinking injuries, right? So, okay, if one of our tens is injured, yes, we are flush with tens. So, Kobbie Mainoo probably wouldn't get much more time in that role. If one of our center mids gets injured, like Casemiro or Ugarte, Kobbie might see a few more minutes there. But Joshua Zirkzee, because Amram was preferring to play him as a striker, if Sheshko goes down, all we have is Mount. I don't know who else we throw up there at striker, and obviously Mount is not a natural striker. So that would be my concern. Like my bigger concern really would be if Joshua Zirkzee left, because then we're pretty much left without a striker. Um, you know, I'm hearing that Amram doesn't want either player to leave. I mean, who would? They're both very talented players for various reasons. And honestly, I think I said it before. I would like to see against a low block, Xerxes and Mainoo start as the tens as opposed to Mbuma and Cunha. I think they would be devastating to a low block. Um, but if we were to lose Xerxes in particular, we're left without a backup striker. If Sheshko gets injured, although Sheshko has an amazing injury record, we shouldn't bank on that, right? He's never played in the Premier League before. It's more strenuous on the body, given the physical demands of the league. So inevitably everyone breaks down at some point and they, have an injury layoff. So I'll be worried about that. Again with Mainu, if our one of our tens is injured, probably won't see much time there. But in center mid, center of the park, if Ugarte goes down or Bruno goes down, which knock on wood won't happen or doesn't happen, uh, he might see a few more minutes there. And center of the park is where you definitely need reinforcements, right? I mean, you need reinforcements everywhere, but center of the park is definitely where you need reinforcements. So I would be concerned, and let me know what you think. What would you do? What should we do in terms of Xerxes and Mainu? Moving on from that, just a couple quick hits here. So Tyrell Malacia, he's been back in the first team squad. Obviously, he is fit and firing. I'd rather see him at left wing back than Dallo, right? If Dorgu's injured or tired, put Malacia over there. Don't put Dallo over there. Signed, sealed, delivered, plain and simple, right? Um, Ayden Heaven gave us a bit of a scare. He went down in the first minute in the England, I think it was under 20s match against Switzerland. But he seems all right, so probably a non-story, non-issue there. He's another player I think should be getting more game time. But of course, you don't want to mess with your back line too much. And right now, it seems pretty set with Yoro, Delit, and Shaw. There is a fan survey going around about the new stadium. So if you do get that survey, get involved in that. Hopefully, they listen to us and make some changes and, give the fans what we want. Um, in terms of, transfer speculation, it's the usual names: Adam Morton, Angelo Stiller, Elliot Anderson, who had a great game for England against Wales, Conor Gallagher, obviously Carlos Baleba. Apparently his fee is slightly increased, if I read that correctly, which doesn't make sense given he's had a poor start to the season, but what do I know? Ruben Neves, and of course, Job Bellingham at Dortmund. So those, of course, are the usual names floating around. Again, I think we'll probably see a move for someone in January, probably a Gallagher or someone thereabouts. Just given what Sir Jim has said recently in terms of backing Ruben Amorim. Again, if you're going to put your name to a person, place, or thing or idea like that, then you better support it and back it fully. So I definitely expect to see a January signing, most likely in the midfield. Um, Jumping on to the women. So Skinner, the women's manager, had an interesting, funny quote. This was in regards to the penalty kick that Maya Tissier scored against Valerenga. Skinner said, "When she steps up for a penalty, I feel confident. I absolutely do. I'm not one of those managers that look away." Hmm. You're at the mercy of technique, not whether the wind is blowing in the wrong direction. I wonder who he's talking about. I wonder who he's talking about. Um, would be a strange shot fired, but sounds like a shot fired nonetheless. But yeah, again, that was in reference to the penalty kick that Maya Tissier scored, which was the Manchester United women's first UEFA Women's Champions League goal in their first UEFA Champions League match, which resulted in a victory. Speaking of the women, so I will be covering the match tomorrow, the WSL match against Everton. And then, of course, the Women's Champions League match against Atletico Madrid on the 16th. And then at the weekend, the men are back in action against Liverpool, who are second in the table. Poor run of games. They might be there for the taking. Who knows? I'll let you know in my match preview. I think we will see Mazraoui back for that one. He was out the past few games, and Amram said he wouldn't be back until after the international break. So I think we'll see Mazraoui. But apparently, Liverpool are worried about the fitness of Kanate. He left the France squad with apparently an injury, so they might be without one of their starting center backs. But either way, we'll cover that in the match preview. So, as I said, short one today, pre-recorded, but still get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And also, check out my other channel, Football with Brian Martin. I'll link the video below. I posed a question about the league matches being played abroad. As you know, Barcelona and Villarreal will be playing abroad here in the United States in Miami, and AC Milan and I think Como are going to play in Perth, Australia, in February. So let me know what you think about that. But I'll link that video below. It's from my other channel. Go watch that, check it out. Let me know what you think there as well. But anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.